Are you ugly in Asia? Well, if you happen to have organs, or your head isn't less than 1/10 of your body, or your eyes aren't the size of 2 organic eggs, or your skin isn't wider than the A4 paper, or that you have a pore, or thighs bigger than a baguette, unfortunately, you are. But don't worry.
I can fix that.
I can fix that.
宝宝们，这个是美颜下的我，现实中的我就长这个样子，
看一下网上美女都是怎么来的，原相机没有开美颜和滤镜，我长这个样。这是开了磨皮的我，这是开了瘦脸、开大眼、眼妆、美白、瘦颧骨、美牙、滤镜、特效、散开头发。
每天都有人问我为啥子你的腰这么细，今天我就告诉你们，因为我开了美颜的。
Recently, I just came back from Asia. It was a good trip. Good food, good culture, good... There were several patterns I found slightly nerving. First, walking on the street, I literally thought I was walking into a set. Apparently, drawing thick under eyeliners 2 inches down your eyes is now a visual enhancer to big and pretty eyes. The chins of already beautiful girls, some of them not even 18, could drill holes into the Great Wall. And the original iPhone camera is apparently now a machine gun. I tried filming street interviews, and the moment I pulled out my phone camera, the horror I saw on people's faces. The number of rejections I got after, or the number of requests I got to Photoshop the footage or make them look prettier, is higher than the number of dates I will go on this year. And bummer, I'm not advanced enough as an editor to alter their faces and bodies. But East Asia is full of talents who can, including girls who really enjoy walking and walking and walking while avoiding other unworthy humans and using their beauty to bend metals and concrete. Or if you don't like walking, you could just stand still and shake a little and we'll just grow 5 inches taller instantaneously. By the way, I just learned that the best way to tell if someone is an alien is if their calves are longer than their thighs, because the femur is supposed to be longer than your tibia, not the other way around. And yes, alien cats also exist. They have the most beautiful long faces. But even after the unphotoshopping process, this girl undoubtedly has a beautiful body and face. To people who don't live in Asia, or even as someone who grew up in Asia, left, then came back, some of the traits deemed beautiful or the norm, such as having a waist not suited for organs, calves longer than thighs but both long and straight like baseball bats, and crazy big alien eyes, seem a little weird, scary even. So let us talk about the serious East Asian beauty standard, epidemic, where ID photos are retouched, anime character anatomy is the standard body, no one posts raw photos or videos, and peeable is a standard verb, short for p2 or photoshoppable. And how everything actually applies to you. Yes, you. Even if you're not Asian or live in Asia, both the ideals and beauty technology have already broken into your life. You just might not notice it yet. And the facial and body dysmorphia epidemic in Asia is a foreshadowing symptom of our future in the rest of the world. And we might still have time to prevent this. Before we begin the video, I want to share a special giveaway with today's sponsor, Bellesa. I know sexual health can be very awkward to talk about, especially if you grew up in Asian culture like me. Like the first ever period talk with my mom was already insanely awkward. And crazy enough, I don't think we ever had the talk about sex. I wish I didn't have to learn about the emotional and physical implications of sex through Google. But hopefully I could be that sister or friend who makes you feel comfortable and normal about such a crucial part of your health. Our partner, Bellesa, is a by women company for all things sexual wellness because it is their mission to empower everyone to embrace, explore, and celebrate their sexuality. They're sending out free toys, gift cards, and free vibes to everyone who signs up for the giveaway. Yes, everyone. As featured in Refinery 29, Cosmos, Pop Sugar, and celebrated by many confident and magnetic women you may know, Bellesa has tons of toys for everybody. The Pebble, which is super delicate and pretty in pink, is beginner-friendly, has a near 5-star review, is ergonomically built to fit perfectly in your hands with no annoying pattern modes. This red little spicy pepper is the Air Vibe. Just like the Pebble, it comes in the cutest, most discreet casing. It's also waterproof, rechargeable, and silent. They have so many more toys for different needs of sexual wellness, so make sure if you are interested, take advantage of the giveaway in the link below. Every single person who clicks the link and enters their email wins either a free toy or massive discounts. Don't miss out. Anime bodies. Unlike how the rest of the world believes that East Asians are already on the thinner spectrum, the definition of thinness is written in a whole different language in East Asia.
I'm considered obese in China.
Before we dive into the comparison of BMIs and body standards in the West and East, I just want to take 7 seconds to appreciate the nature I saw in this photo that came on my 小红书 feed. Quote, 166-85斤享受徒步大自然带来的快乐, which translates to 166 centimeters, 5'5", 85 jing, which is 42.5 kilograms, which is 93.7 pounds. Not sure what it has to do with, quote, enjoying hiking. Nature brings happiness. And I honestly have so much respect for the girl who did a whole hike despite having only gaps in her 5 feet long legs. But she seems to do just fine by going on many hikes. I just didn't know they made pants that long and as tight as sleeves. Now I have zero doubt that the girl is in real life super thin. But anyone, legit anyone, can have quadruple X small body parts, not just in photos, but also in videos, and not just in legs, but literally anywhere you like. Everyone in East Asian social media is literally a walking anime character. Men and women. The ratio to aim for is known as 九头身, which is a 9 or even a 10-headed body, meaning the rest of your body should be the length of 9 of your heads combined to look good in proportion, which does not really exist naturally except in genetic winning supermodels. Unfortunately, your bone structure cannot be a quick fix like a facelift, yet fortunately can be a quick fix through a few buttons in video and photoshopping apps, or even better, if you shoot in-app. Is there anything wrong with finding a certain ratio in the human body beautiful and aesthetically pleasing? No. Not at all. But when the whole web is only filled with stretched out bodies and tiny heads, a normal body is no longer the norm. Anything not close to Sailor Moon proportions or the even more stretched out creatures like this red-haired girl, Boa Hancock in One Piece, or almost everyone in One Piece honestly, including the men, the line between what used to be a fantasy and now a more real than real reality in Asia has vanished. And will be in no time part of our daily content. Judging by how seamlessly TikTok and other AI video tools already change our looks, the features that could go viral and then eventually normal in the US might not be the super long calves or an organless waist, but a buccal fat-free face, high brows, or a seemingly natural hourglass with a virtual boob job and BBL definitely don't seem out of the question, especially seeing how they are already prevalent even in East Asian media, like this queen whose bust and hips are exploding with volume while holding everything in with her extremely small but strong waist, or Queen Jiafei, the ultimate power hot girl walker who bends the walls by her magnetic waist, or how Shababy holds her tiny head with her 11-head ultra wavy hourglass body. Although these are extreme examples that didn't even bother hiding the Facetune, BodyTune, and everything in between, the technology is only getting more and more advanced where it will only be a matter of time that the walls won't bend to a body filter, and our eyeballs get more and more used to a 12-head body and 5-inch waist. The part that might bother you the most is why? The easy answer will be, Well, it is much easier to press a few buttons on your phone than to change your actual body, but most of these girls are slim or curvy to begin with. Why do already super slim individuals feel the need to shave their waist in half on camera? Why is there a need to have legs the size of normal adult arms? Why stretch out your chest to be the size of 2 basketballs? The answer is not too simple. With societies already full of individuals on the slimmer spectrum, thinness means something different when the benchmark of comparison is largely different. For instance, in America, the average BMI for adult women is 26.5, whereas it is 23.6 in China, 23.4 in Korea, and 22.1 in Japan. Someone considered as slim in America could easily be seen as normal or even chubby in East Asia.
Bro, I think I f***ed up my suit.
Not because they suddenly gained 10 pounds on the flight to Asia, but that everything is relative. Just like how me being 5'7" is pretty tall for a girl, but I am a midget standing next to NBA players. Social comparison gives the extra layer of context. And the troubling thing is, once already thin nations begin to enhance their thinness through photo and video editing apps, the benchmark for normal spirals even lower. Not just for bodies, but also for faces.
I don't need friends. I need fans.
Anime faces. Not only are bodies trending toward anime standards in East Asia, but the ideal faces have also begun to look more and more like anime or manhwa characters. From skin tone to skin texture to eye shape to eye size to nose shape to chin sharpness to, of course, the size of the face. Everything seems customizable through surgery, makeup, or simply a quality photo or video app. Cosmetic surgery is now so normalized and part of the beauty routine. For that under-eye aegyo look, where extra under-eye is seen to be cute and innocent, stitches can be removed simply 3 days after, and bloating, quote-unquote, quickly disappear. Or if, like every other human, you do not want to remove a patch of your skin to put under your eye or inject fillers every single year, why not just draw the under-eye with makeup? But for the smart cookies, who wants to do neither? The easiest option is to get the right apps. Whether in photos or now videos, it is so easy to alter your face to the ever-changing definition of perfect in a way so realistic that is scary. Like I said, during my trip to Asia and even long before that, photoshopping culture has only been growing to new heights. From middle or even elementary schoolers to influencers to aunties to grandmas.
Very round is over 70, but when you look at the pictures she posted on her IG, Photoshop is really one of the greatest inventions of the 21st century.
Everyone, and I mean everyone, tweaks their photos before allowing them to exist anywhere on the internet. Meitu, one of the earliest photoshopping apps, has surpassed 7 billion monthly average images generated in 2021. That was 3 years ago. The number of VIP members, meaning paid users, exceeded 7.2 million in 2023. And overall revenue had a 62.2% year-over-year growth, which it attributes to its products not only in photos, but also videos.
我们公司的使命是让更多人变美，特别希望就是能够帮助用户在现实生活中也能变美。
Before we even talk about video, I just want to say something scary that I realized. I first discovered this app when I was 12 through a friend who just came from China, and we were in elementary school. It was like a new toy or a new game to play with at the time, much like how 10-year-olds are playing with makeup at Sephora. And because all the photos were so fake, I didn't realize how toxic it was to be used to an app that could alter your photos. Sure, it wasn't hard to tell if something has been beautified by the app at the time, but throughout the advancement over 10 years, girls who grew up exposed to similar apps since they were 12 or younger are, needless to say, more skilled at face tuning their faces and bodies, and more importantly, see it as normal as putting moisturizers on their faces on a daily basis, especially if everyone else around you does it. It's like the new social norm of brushing your teeth daily. Photoshopping your face is not just a choice anymore. It is an ingrained habit that most girls and even guys don't give second thoughts about in Asia nowadays. It is legitimately an epidemic of body and face dysmorphia, where non-Photoshop versions of faces are no longer acceptable. Asian phone brands have beautifying in-camera features.
This is zero filter here. This is also zero filter, but look at how good my skin looks. There's a natural filter on here. Do you see that difference?
It is widely accepted that ID photos get quote-unquote beautified, and just for $10, you can get your ID beautified and altered as many times as you like until you are satisfied with your face shape, hair, and even the color of your shirt. I'm not exactly sure how an ID will work if the ID does not look like anyone, especially the ID holder, but the ease of photo tweaking bred a nationwide epidemic of facial dysmorphia, where in Western media, social comparison created great dissatisfaction with one's face and body compared to quote-unquote other people such as celebrities and influencers. But in East Asian media, the comparison is now directly to no one else except your digitally beautified self. In a sense, it gets more toxic because you're no longer comparing yourself to something quote-unquote unrealistic and unattainable, because other people at the end of the day are just other people, whereas the filtered and Photoshop versions of yourself suddenly seem so realistic and attainable, even though they do not exist outside of the screen. It is insanely scary to wear the digital mask of these highly realistic filters by thinking that it is the real you. To the point when you take the mask off, aka turning the filter off or letting go of photoshopping, you no longer think the real you is enough. It's like wearing a face that you can no longer take off because you are scared to see or accept what's underneath. The mask and skin are no longer separable. All the while, everything is worsened by the fact that the built-in video features are now so good that it is virtually reality.
When you're in Japan and you open up TikTok to make a video, this is what it does automatically to your face.
Shooting a video with a beauty filter feels like shooting a normal video. And no, this is not just in East Asia. It has already made its way to the Instagram and TikTok stories, live videos, and to both the filter users and video viewers. Our minds are continuously getting trained to see whatever enhanced features as real, to eventually a raw, unfiltered, normal, beautiful face will be seen as dull, puffy, asymmetric, and unattractive. I signed an NDA, so I cannot disclose the name of the company, but I was invited by a well-known worldwide editing software company, meaning yes, they are used a lot in the US, to just give them feedbacks on what features would make my life easier as a creator. Noted, this is a video editing software, not a face tuning app, and they share they will soon release a feature where you can add a beauty filter as you edit, meaning you don't even need to film with a beauty filter and can add it afterwards. My immediate reaction was, here's to the death to the last little tiny bit of authenticity in video content. Because even though it's long been a standard practice in Chinese and Korean reality shows and dramas to put post-edit retouches such as making the skin smoother and faces paler, that part still remained very restricted to the professional, high-budget entertainment industry, not everyday social media, the place that honestly accounts for 50 to 70% of our interactions with other humans nowadays. What worries me the most is that when we give control to apps and softwares to quote-unquote make us beautiful, we are essentially letting them control what is deemed beautiful. And there lacks no example of how East Asian beauty apps only recognizes one form of beauty. The one that has ingrained colorism and favors pale skin, certain face shapes, sizes, and so on. So no, although East Asian beauty standards are sometimes taken as a joke, the technology and general trend toward homogenizing beauty is a worldwide phenomenon. And the way that almost no photo escapes the gentle or not so gentle retouches of beauty-enhancing tech in Asia is an alarming telltale sign that not much longer we will begin to see that as a normal and accepted behavior worldwide, especially with the advancement of AI and especially with more and more of our interactions happening online rather than offline. But even so, I do believe that the appreciation for raw, unfiltered beauty will remain, because no enhanced pixels replace the perfectly imperfect warmth of real skin, and no technology can generate that true confidence that gives you the inner peace you do not need the world to see. Let me know your thoughts on the beautification epidemic in East Asia in the comments below. Like this video to help the algorithm share the important message to more people. Subscribe for more commentaries and personal growth videos. I'll see you next week.